Mike Rez.
Yeah.
I'm driving into work today,
Yeah.
and I see a sign that says "End road work."
I
agree.
Yes,
let's end
I'm
work.
with it.
Let's end road work forever. Amazing Pop Culture Podcast. Hello, friends, and welcome to the most powerful podcast ever created. Amazing Pop Culture Podcast. Powerful show today. And now, put your hands together, take them apart, and put them back together again for DJ Mike Rez.
Hello, Dags.
How are you?
Great. Hello, amazing friends.
What's going on?
No, I was trying to figure out the together and
Yeah,
then
you
away.
see it. Because they always say put your hands together,
Right.
but they never tell you to take them apart. They just want us to pray. Sometimes you got to pray just to make it
Just
through
to
the day.
make it today.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shout out to Hammer.
Don't hurt them.
Yeah, never.
Rest in peace.
What's going on, Mike Rez?
Nothing. We got
Yes.
a marathon going on outside, so we might hear some
Yes.
horns. We were talking earlier about running,
Yes,
and I think we have the same stance on running that we do on reading.
yes.
It's a waste of time.
Yeah, I only run if I'm being chased.
Right.
Yes.
You know, I'm actually at that point in my life. You know, they say you just have to be faster than the next person
Yes.
when you're running from a bear.
Swimming from a shark.
Yeah. Well, I'm the guy that you're going to be faster than.
What's the deal with K? Why do they call it K?
K.
Yeah.
What do you
the
mean?
5K, 10K.
Oh, 5K. Something to do with some other types of measurement. I don't know.
We're in
like
America, baby.
Ketchup bottles or something.
We're in America.
I-
It's all about the miles.
Yeah. I heard that we tried, or that we told Canada we were going to go to the metric system,
Canada.
and we never did.
Northern
We
Minnesota?
stayed with the imperial system
Yes.
and totally screwed
Imperial.
Canada.
Imperial
Yeah.
March.
Yeah.
Mike Rez, before we start, guys, you got to subscribe. You got to, what do they got to do? They got to
They got to
subscribe?
subscribe. They got to like. They got to share.
Yes.
After you subscribe on YouTube, you have to hit the bell. You got
Yes.
to turn on the notification bell. Otherwise,
Yes.
you have no idea
Yes.
when powerful shorts
Yes.
come out,
Oh, my God.
or when the short videos come out, anything like that. So you got to turn on the notifications.
We've been getting a lot of feedback from this podcast.
I hope it's all good.
Well, I think it's something to do with the mics.
The
but
mic-
yeah.
like me?
The feedback. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I think Philip's got it figured out.
It's about time.
Yes.
Uncle Philip off camera.
You know,
here.
we were talking about keys, K's, and all that.
Yeah.
Miami Vice.
Yes,
You like that segue?
I do.
Yes. Because
The
Keys,
vice
kilos.
grip.
powerful new, they're going to do a reboot. Now,
Yeah.
there was the 80s ubiquitous Miami Vice.
Yeah, with Hall and Oates.
Yes. Crockett and Tubbs.
Yeah. And we're going to do it again?
So there was a 2006 movie. Did you see that?
No, I forgot all about it. Who was in that one?
Jamie Foxx,
Jamie Foxx.
Colin Farrell.
Really?
You didn't see
I don't
the
remember that one.
It was
I do
Michael
not
Mann.
remember that.
Powerful director Michael Mann.
Okay. What else did he do?
Philip, I think we're going to have you sit in today. You're going to be the new Mike Rez.
Oh, man.
Michael Mann,
Yeah.
he's done like blow up stuff.
Blow up stuff. That's Michael Bay.
Heat.
Oh, Heat. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Then what happened
The
with
most
Miami
powerful
Vice?
shootout ever.
Yeah.
The bank scene in Heat.
Yeah. The best shootout
Yes.
scene ever.
So you remember that?
I remember that.
All right.
Best heist movie ever.
Yeah, because we're going to start all over again. Yes. Yeah. So the 2006 version of Miami
Yep.
Vice, the problem was it was too gritty.
Okay.
They didn't have the 80s movie is all about the color and the style, pastels,
Yep.
cigarette boats.
Magentas, purples.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, but this new one they try to be
Speedboats.
too gritty. The soundtrack too. It's all about the 80s music.
Mm-hmm.
You know, You Belong to the City, Glenn Frey,
Right.
Jan Hammer, the theme.
Yep.
Every good movie has a great theme. Superman,
Superman.
John Williams.
John Williams.
yes.
Yep.
So they're going to do it again with Miami Vice.
Now, will this be set in the 80s, or is it going to
Yes.
be it's going to be set in the 80s?
Yes.
Okay. So we're already one step ahead, probably, of the remake. You got to go back to the 80s. You got to go back to your roots, right? What worked? So.
Got to have the 80s music.
Yep. A lot of synth.
Yes. Got to have
A
the
lot of drum machine.
yes.
The
Jan Hammer.
808s. Yep. Yeah. We need the colors. We
Yes.
need the style. We need the hairspray.
Yeah, and not as gritty. It's a fun, and you need charismatic actors.
Yeah. Who did they get?
Glenn Powell and Michael B. Jordan. So what are your thoughts on that?
I guess Pedro Pascal was busy.
Yeah, he could be the bad guy though.
He
could
he
see
would
him as
play a good bad guy. Yeah,
A bad good guy. Yeah.
yeah,
Miami Vice,
right,
he'd be the cartel.
right, exactly. Yeah, yeah. No, that's good casting though, because Glenn Powell, we never remember his name. He's like a poor man's Ryan Reynolds.
When's the first time?
The first time I remembered his name?
Yeah, today.
Well, apparently, Glenn Powell was in the Batman movie with Bane, and there's a scene where Bane smashes a guy's head against a computer console in the movie, and that was Glenn Powell, and he really got a concussion from that scene. So, that's the first one. I didn't realize that was probably the first time I'd seen him.
What do you remember? Maverick?
Yeah, probably I know in Maverick, he's one of those guys you're like, oh, I've seen him before. I don't remember where, but anytime I think of Glenn Powell, I always think of Maverick because for me, that was the breakout role because that was probably the biggest role I've ever seen him in. So what do you think? What's yours? Probably Twisters?
Maverick.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What came out first? I can't even remember. Twisters or Maverick?
I got to say Maverick.
Okay.
But
yeah.
I have no concept of time.
Right, and now he's the new Running Man.
But I wanted him, Running Man. So what do you think of that?
I'm going to watch it. I'm going to see it. It's not gonna be like the first one. I mean,
tell me you remember the first one.
Oh yeah, I remember the first one.
All right.
Yeah, with that the old dude from Family Feud who kisses all the ladies.
Yes.
Richard Dawson.
Yes.
I don't know why I blanked on his name. The original was great because he just had a guy running, and then every once in a while they would throw in vigilantes that were set up to kill and destroy. And
Jesse the Body was in there?
Jesse the Body. He had some really cheesy body armor because he goes into the control room and rips it off, and you can tell it's all plastic.
The sweet toupee also.
Yeah, that's true. I liked how they all the bounty hunters or vigilantes were just in a green room, waiting to be called in, and then every time they'd call the next one in, and they get mad that they'd have to go to work or something.
Or Dynamo, the opera singer.
Yeah, he probably the weakest of the vigilantes.
You didn't like him?
No, well, he died pretty easy. I mean, a dune buggy going into a sign—that's not very manly or strong way to die. That's just a guy who lost control.
How did he get electrocuted?
And he had all the lights on him.
Yes.
I mean, and my question is just like Christmas lights, where if one bulb goes out and the whole suit stopped working, and then you'd have to check every bulb to see which one it was.
Series or parallel.
Right. Yeah. So that would be a bummer.
So Glenn Powell, I think he should have been Johnny Storm in Fantastic Four.
I could see that. Yeah. Or they should have brought back
Chris
Evans to play that
But
role.
I mean, Chris Evans, I get it, move on, but Glenn Powell would have been a great
He would have been a better Johnny Storm for sure, because that actor was not very good.
No, you got to be cocky, you got to be good looking, have charisma. No one
should be a little taller.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
sometimes you can fake that. I mean, look at Tom Cruise.
Yeah, it's true.
Tom Cruise
he
can
played
be 6'5".
Reacher for
yes.
So the whole different Reacher than the one we have now. But yeah. Glenn Powell would have been good. He would have been a good Iceman in the 80s in the original Top Gun. So if you take Val Kilmer out, I mean, it's basically the same guy, right? You take Val Kilmer out and you put in Glenn Powell.
Val Kilmer, I mean, he's Val Kilmer.
Oh yeah, he's classic. If they ever do a remake of Heat, they could put Glenn Powell in for the Val Kilmer character there.
I would watch it.
Interchangeable.
But him putting that mag change when he changed the mag behind the car.
Right.
To this day.
Yeah, freaking Heat, right? We should rewatch Heat again.
Oh,
just for fun.
Love it.
Yeah.
Because every good movie has at least one good scene. Mm-hmm. That had a million good scenes.
Oh yeah. You got De Niro, Pacino. I mean, right there, you've got a home run. And it's a heist movie.
Yes.
So one of them, it doesn't matter who the good guy or the bad guy is.
Oh my God.
It would be
the scene in the diner when they met up.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was the best.
Oh. I love Pacino.
You ever see Scent of a Woman? That was a good one.
What's your favorite Pacino movie?
Well, I liked him in Heat, Godfather, the first Godfather.
So there was different versions of Pacino.
Yeah.
You know, when he progressively smoked more cigarettes and his voice got deeper and deeper.
Right, yeah. Any Given Sunday, he was probably the best character in that movie. So playing the coach, a football coach. It's just like, what would happen if you threw an ex-gangster or a washed-up cop, make him into a football coach? That's what you would get.
No, I love Pacino.
So, yeah, Scent of a Woman was really good, though, too.
But going back to Miami Vice, I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah?
I think if it's well done, I mean, obviously if it's well done, it's going to be a good movie. But I think if they stay true to the 80s vibe, don't reinvent it, have those guys, the music, it's got to be, the saturated colors, the music.
The nightclubs. You got to have the nightclubs,
the beautiful
the neon
women,
lights.
The beautiful women, the cigarette boats. That's what Miami is.
Yeah, especially in the 80s.
Yeah, and you gotta capture that.
Yeah, I'm on the fence. I don't know. I think I have to see a trailer first, see what happens. That's out. I mean, I just don't know. There's a lot of remakes that have been in the toilet. So.
Well, that's the thing too. When we had North Innsbruck on, and I was talking about no new ideas, nothing going on, and he was trying to say that there's ideas and music going on. We're just not hearing about it.
I want to hear about them.
Yeah, I disagree. I think everyone's still working that retro. I mean, look at it. Fantastic Four, you can't get more than 60s. Miami
But that was
Vice,
like a futuristic retro. Now they're adding futuristic retro. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe we need a Fraggle Rock remake.
Yeah, Fraggle.
That'd be sweet. What other remakes could we do? Like Labyrinth? Could we redo Labyrinth? I don't know how you would do that, though.
Got to get a Jennifer Connelly,
yeah. Well, and a David Bowie. You have to give them both.
Yeah.
I don't think we could redo Labyrinth.
No.
Plus, you'd have to find a dog that could ride another dog like a horse. So.
Never-ending story, yeah.
It would be a CGI nightmare if they redid Labyrinth. It would be. It would just.
Well, it's got to be practical effects, yeah.
Yeah. You would have to go back to the hands.
It's got to be all puppets, all Muppets.
Right, yep.
Kind of like the last Star Wars, Return of the Jedi.
Right.
It's all Muppets.
Yeah. Yep. There's not a lot.
Was there
of that
any
going
Muppets in the first Star Wars? I don't think there was.
I don't think there was.
Yeah.
So just stormtroopers that couldn't fire.
Yes.
So and they kept that throughout. I mean, that is some.
But that body armor is effective in Star Wars.
It really is. So, just speaking of like movies and ideas and stuff, we're getting the third Tron movie.
Yeah, you talked about that before. Tell us a little bit about Tron.
It's coming out. So Tron Ares is coming out in the next week or two. I was actually, the reason why I brought it up was Brought it up was
Pump it up.
I haven't seen a trailer or a promo for it lately, so I almost forgot that it was coming out, and it's coming out like next Friday or a week from Friday. So it's coming out soon, within the next 2 weeks. So, and that'll probably be the next one I go see.
At least it's a new idea though, Tron.
Yeah, it's a new story.
Yeah,
on an old movie.
So do you know what it's about? Like, where does it fit in from the first one to the
so
second
this
one?
comes, I think this is after the last one we got, the one with Jeff Bridges and his son. So this is like a Lex Luthor type villain creates an AI in the Tron world, and it comes into the real world. And then he's got to try to put the genie back in the bottle, so to speak. That's what I'm getting out of the trailers. So it's Jared Leto. So we'll see. A lot of people they have strong opinions about Jared Leto and whether or not a movie fails or succeeds. What? Yeah, well, I get there's like two camps. You got the I really love him, I really hate him. There's no one in the
What's
in the
his
middle.
finest role in your opinion?
What was Dallas Buyers Club?
Okay,
that was a good one. It was with Matthew McConaughey, so played a good role in that. He lost a lot of weight. McConaughey did to play that role. So, but that was a good one. I liked that one. After that, they're all kind of the same. When you did Morbius,
horrible.
Well, yeah, I never even saw it. They have to sell comic books. Incredible Hulk has to be in there somewhere.
Yeah,
right. So Green Hulk, not Red Hulk.
No, there's only one Hulk. Green Hulk. There was Gray Hulk. There was Mr.
Hulk.
Fix-It.
She-Hulk.
Yes. Oh my God, horrible.
Oh well, you gotta.
The TV show is horrible.
You gotta see what
the comic book was.
What'll stick.
Yeah.
You gotta make that money.
Yeah.
So I heard somebody asked whether or not they should do a Hawkeye second season. I think we're good. So that first season was all right.
Hawkeye is just a terrible superhero, though, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Everything's based on his arrows.
Yeah. Legolas. He's basically Legolas in the Marvels movies. So not too impressive. But, I mean, Black Widow just had a gun. So, I mean, what do we
Yeah. Was a
What are we doing there?
Sex appeal. That's what that was
Yeah.
about.
Right.
Catwoman. Yeah.
Yep. It's amazing what happens. You got tight clothes and a gun. That's all you need.
Just like you with your tight clothes.
Tight clothes and a gun. Speaking of tight clothes, you know,
your guns.
78 this morning.
Push-ups.
Update. Yeah, 78 push-ups. My shirts are feeling tighter on top. They were always tight around the middle.
How about the sit-up challenge? Have you thought of that? Have you?
It's funny you brought that up because I tried to do that at the same time. It's like, yeah, no, this is too much. I think I got to like day 14 and I was like, what am I doing? So
I got an idea. You can start running.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Maybe go like 1 foot one day, 2 foot the next day. Yeah, that'd be great. What if I did like a jumping jack challenge? We just get all the old calisthenics out of the way. So what else could there be?
We could do a movie starring Whoopi Goldberg, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Jumping Jack Flash.
That's a good one. Good idea.
Yes.
So
powerful remake.
Should bring that out for sure. You know, I was going to say we should do a Roadhouse remake, but they already tried that.
That's like rewriting the Bible.
Yeah.
You know, usually I'm against all these remakes, but there's some movies that I love, and like Miami Vice, let's try it again.
Right.
Because it was horrible, the 2006.
What about
with Colin Farrell, Jamie Foxx? I'm looking at Philip too. How do you screw that up? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've got to watch it to see if I remember it.
And it's Michael Mann. I mean, the guy just makes incredible movies.
He must have that must have been like one of those things where, like, sometimes the actors get stuck in a contract, and it's like, I got to make 10 movies. It's like Channing Tatum with the G.I. Joe movies.
But it's Michael Mann and great directors, great actors. Maybe the writing, like I said, it just didn't have the vibe.
Yeah.
I think he tried to make it too hardcore.
That, or I don't know, maybe he just was like, I'm just not into it. That could be.
Who?
I mean, the director. He's just doing it because he has a contract to do it. It's just like the Channing Tatum and G.I. Joe. He didn't really want to do a second one.
But I don't know if you
can
compare Michael Mann to G.I. Joe movies. I mean, come on, dude.
No, I'm just saying it's the same kind of concept as far as not mailing it in. Like the Magic Mike movies came out of that G.I. Joe contract.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, though. All that crap. I'm saying Michael Mann. I'm saying Heat, Miami Vice. I don't know, dude.
I don't know.
That's blowing you away, isn't it?
But it is.
Speaking of Colin Farrell, what about Phone Booth? Did you like Phone Booth?
I did like Phone Booth.
I liked Phone Booth as well too. So that one was weird because I knew it was like it's just a guy in a phone booth.
That's why it's cool.
Getting terrorized. It was like, is this really going to be it? And it's like, yeah, it was it. And it was awesome.
Well, Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah, and that was the twist at the end, right?
One of my powerful tweets. What's the first thing you think of when you see Kiefer Sutherland? Make sure you follow us on X at Amazing Pop Pod. Check that out.
Yes.
Huge.
You can turn a notification on X too, so you never miss a powerful
never miss
tweet.
it, man.
Post. What are we calling them? Posts?
Posts, yeah. Tweets. We can still call them tweets.
Can we? I think Elon shuts us down.
No, you can still call it Twitter.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Speaking of Twitter, you and I both saw a TV show.
Is it based on 80s? 70s, late 70s, 80s? Is it retro? Is it a new idea?
Is it retro? I don't know if it's definitely not a new idea, but it definitely happens before a movie from the 80s happens.
All right, give us the premise.
All right, so Dags and I watched Alien Earth. Happens 2 years prior to Sigourney Weaver's Alien movie. It's about a research vessel who went to
nuclear vessel.
The depths of space.
Yes.
To collect specimens, alien specimens, and then bring them back to the corporation that owns one of the planets that they're from. Because this is about corporations that run the universe, I guess, like 3 corporations or something. They own certain planets. This one was same type of ship like in Alien. They've got the cryogenic sleeping. They've got the ragtag crew thrown together, it seemed like. There's a cyborg on the ship that's running the thing. It's kind of like the captain. Got a couple of weirdos. They do they show them waking up from cryogenic sleep.
In their underwear.
And then they're in their...
There's no bush, though.
They're eating.
Yeah.
in their mess hall. I'm just going over that. and then you know, it just like and they explain what they're doing. And then you go to Earth, which is run by a different corporation, and they're creating synth humanoid type people, I guess. We got this young.
Do you think they got that from us because we're into synth?
I think so. Yeah. But yeah, this young boy genius who's running this corporation is taking, well, in this part that they're showing you, he's taking kids with terminal diseases that are dying, or maybe they can't walk, and he's putting them in a synthetic body.
Yeah,
uploading their brain,
bad
basically.
Skin wigs on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, and then they're putting basically children inside of adult bodies, and letting, then they stronger, faster, they run, they can do, like, they're superhuman, they can jump high. Apparently all they watch is old Disney shows in this show. And then they compare everybody to the Lost Boys, and then they also
Sutherland?
Kiefer Sutherland,
yes.
yep. And then the main story between the main character has a brother that has no idea she's still alive because he thought she died of her cancer, but nope, she's a synth. So that's basically the premise of the show. How many episodes did you get through?
1.5.
I got through 2.
I couldn't do it. Tell us. All right, let's get into it.
2 is all I could stomach.
What did you think?
I want to know what you thought. I mean, you got through 1.5.
I love Alien. I love Aliens. Aliens, what a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think of all the characters in there.
Right.
Who's your favorite Aliens?
In the second one?
Yes.
It would be Bill Pullman. And then Paxton, I would get him. Yeah, Paxton.
Game over, man.
And who's it? Rodriguez, the female that they play off of each other.
Yes.
Yeah. So those are the 2 of my favorite ones right there. So.
What a great movie.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the dude from Terminator.
Right.
Michael Biehn. Fantastic.
Yep.
Think about it, all the great actors in there, the great director. Now he's doing Avatar, but back then he was doing Terminators and Aliens. And
did he marry one of the actresses? Because he always marries an actress out of one of his movies. So
Sarah Connor?
Seems like that's what he does.
No, but what a great movie. So you're going to take that.
Yep.
And they with this Alien Earth, they had that goofy the goofy guy eating the apple all the time. That.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, that's like the boy genius.
Yeah.
Right. He runs a corporation that wants to. He just is a kid that basically has never grown up, which is like the tie-in for Peter Pan, I guess. So.
And why does every ship have to spark all the time?
That was one of my things.
Yeah. What is that?
Yes. So
tell them about
their shower sparks. Yeah. So the ship with the specimens that we were just talking about.
Spoiler alert.
Crashes.
Spoiler alert. Whatever.
Into Earth, which isn't run by the same corporation that owns the ship, so that becomes a big part of the story too. But it crashes, and then all of a sudden, sparks are showering down everywhere.
Everyone's welding on the ship.
Right, that's what I was like. Oh my god! It's like, what? Or did we run? Like, what is going on? Like every other room they went into, it's just shh, and it's not just a little spark.
No,
like 1 or 2, and you hear like the little. No, it's just constant in every room that they go into. What did they just forget to shut it off, or what? I don't get it.
I mean, I get you do it for a little atmosphere. You know, you have the smoke, you have little sparks.
Right, but it's like, oh, hey, this is a crash ship.
And why does the ship take so long to hit Earth? Like it's coming from
4 months or something.
It's just it slowly brushes up against buildings.
Yeah, until it crashes.
Yeah, nothing slows it down.
Right, yeah, and then it crashes into a building. I don't know, at like this angle.
Yeah.
But when they get into the building, it's like this big cavernous hole. And then they try to explain it away.
And the engines are still burning.
Yeah. The building goes 20 floors below Earth or below the surface. It's like, yeah, but it's like a bottomless pit.
So what was the name of the main chick?
Wendy?
Is it?
Is that the girl
the page boy haircut?
Yeah, Wendy. She changed her name to Wendy because of the Lost Boys.
She was annoying.
Yeah.
I didn't like her at all.
No, I didn't like any of the characters. So they give them adult bodies with kid
So what,
brains,
that whole,
and then they act like kids.
What
still?
is that? The whole Stranger Things? Is that what that was going for? That's what I got. The whole
it may have
Stranger Thing vibe.
Yeah. Well, and then it's whoever wrote these parts for these kids obviously don't know. Like the Wendy, the main girl, she's supposed to be 12, but it's like you have to explain everything to her, like she's 6. And it's
Exactly.
Like, it's like,
Yeah.
what? I don't get. Like she's never like seen an adult person before. Like she doesn't know what an adult body might feel like or look like, or you have to explain what a scorpion is.
Yeah,
But
the whole
yet they
Peter
know
Pan
what.
thing.
She knows what's the Ice Age, one of the Ice Age movies that her and her brother used to watch. Her brother is way into baseball, and they named him after Joe DiMaggio, but this is 2120.
Yeah.
It just seemed like there's a lot of weird trying to go back to.
Well, it's just yeah,
The 90s
references.
and
It's like
2000s.
some young person and they just take random facts and put it together.
Yeah, like the people writing it obviously are under
like
30
some
years
alien
old.
came to Earth and just
Right.
and just scrolled through pop culture.
Yeah, because what was it? They brought up Agatha Christie at one point in one of those shows, one of the episodes, one of the 2 episodes I watched, which just seemed like a random reference to create. Even that's like Agatha Christie is like, couldn't say like Columbo or Matlock or something.
What did you like about it?
That it ended.
Wow.
That
So
I
you didn't
stopped
like
watching
anything
it.
about
I didn't like anything about it. I think it tried too hard.
Let me grab some notes. I scribbled some stuff down. Go ahead.
It tried too hard to be edgy. They actually, I had to look up to see what year the Sigourney Weaver Alien movie took place in the future to even know that Alien Earth takes place before that. The constant sparks, like really got to me. And then, spoiler alert, at the end of the second episode, the alien kidnaps her brother. So it goes through the first 2 episodes, killing people at a fast pace.
Yes.
Like super, like, snap of the finger, it's cutting people in half and ripping them apart. But it kidnaps her brother as a hostage? I don't get that.
You know what it reminds me too? I don't get it either. I'm sorry. I don't know. My favorite part of Aliens, remember the sentry gun? They just set up that automatic gun that was just mowing them down.
Yep.
You gotta have scenes like that, man.
Yeah. And maybe that comes later, but I'm not going to give it a chance.
Did you ever see the movie Westworld? The old 70s movie?
No.
Okay. Philip.
Philip's
Next week,
nodding.
Philip's sitting in. Where all 3 of us are talking. So it's Yul Brynner.
Oh, you
Fantastic movie about they go to this theme park. It's based on the Old West.
Okay.
Robots. But then one of them turns into a killer robot Terminator. Watch it. Fantastic.
Okay, Westworld with Yul Brynner.
Yes. So anyway, Westworld, they rebooted that as what was that on HBO?
Yep. I remember the
they-
series.
Nothing about the original movie with Michael Crichton was in there. It was just they turned it into the female lead, and it was all this. The same thing as this. There's nothing about this that reminds me of the movie Aliens.
No.
Except
Other
just-
than the
Yes.
xenomorph or whatever they call it, the alien itself.
But there's nothing about the vibe. It's like Miami Vice. It's got to have that vibe.
Yeah.
I don't like just taking something and that's just the backdrop. Just randomly take anything then.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It was too dark too. I didn't like that. You know,
Not
sometimes
enough light.
Not enough light, and like just in the lighting of the
The
scenes,
directing
it
was
just-
horrible.
No, yeah, the directing's horrible. The acting sucks. I didn't like any of the actors.
In sci-fi movies, you need good actors, because if you don't have a good actor, it's just a bunch of props and stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And now with the CGI and everything, it's not even practical half the time. It's just green screens. But if you have good movies like Blade Runner, the original Blade Runner,
Right.
think of the great Rutger Hauer. That's what that one dude in this movie is trying to be, right? With the gray hair.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's trying to be.
Yeah, that's a Rutger Hauer.
Yeah,
Type.
total replicant synth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just
You need good actors. Like Harrison Ford is fantastic.
right.
You know, Rutger Hauer. I mean, so for a sci-fi movie to be good, you have to have good actors, good directing. Yeah.
Yeah.
People are loving this show, though. There's
I don't-
people,
and I don't
people
get
at
it.
work. They were going, "Oh, you got to see it. You got to see it."
I've seen a lot of promo for it, and I've seen stuff on X about it, and I've seen some behind the scenes stuff, and you're like, all right, well, it's kind of looks interesting, but you start watching and you're like, what are people getting out of this?
Getting back to there's no new ideas. I think people are just clamoring. They hate the world now. There's all this drama going on, and they're just trying to, that cozy blanket of the 80s. They can just wrap themselves in, and that's why.
This isn't even.
I know
wrapping yourselves in the 80s. It's just a modern take.
But I think that's why they're doing it, and I don't know. Just rewatch the old ones and come up with some new ideas.
Yeah, and I haven't seen anything after Alien 3. So I've seen Alien, Aliens, Alien 3.
To me, there's
Resurrection.
To me, there's like 2.5 movies.
Yeah. And I mean, anything after, like, I haven't seen any of the other movies that are supposed to be part of this. But yeah, in Alien Earth, I wish
you need good directing.
Yeah.
Cameron. You need actors,
better
good actors.
actors.
Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah.
I mean, she's incredible as the lead in that movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, I had to look up to see what year Alien took place to even know that Alien Earth is a precursor to what happened in the movies. And even then, it's like, do a story afterwards. Don't try to do the pre-story. I mean, we don't need to know how the synths and the cyborgs and how they played together and the hybrids and the humans and all that stuff. I mean, we saw that already in
it's just like you always say, the origin story with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Stop doing the origin story.
Right.
Yeah.
We get it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's Spider-Man.
Uncle Ben was killed. Yeah. Like, we get it. That, and we know Batman's parents die. So, yeah, we don't need to see it over and over and over again. So, yeah, I was not happy about this. Actually, I was like, I got to give it a fair shot. I got to watch the second episode.
You know what I did, too?
And the whole time I'm just like, oh,
you know what I did? I actually watched it without looking at my phone.
Oh.
Because I am like,
you just like put it down?
I Mr. Everything. I have the phone, the iPad. I'm looking at through my telescope at planets while watching a TV show. I said,
what a nerd.
So I'm not a nerd. I'm a geek. No, I'm not. You can't even classify me.
Yeah,
I'm
just looking for
I'm
other
a Renaissance
planets.
man. But anyway, so I'm a synth. I'm a cyborg. I actually watched the whole thing without looking at my phone, and I've never done that for years.
Wow.
Just actually watching it, no commercial breaks, nothing. I watched the whole first episode, and I'm like, ugh. Then I started this second one, and I'm like, I can't do it.
It was the sparks. So did you see the part where they get to the apartment, and it's supposed to be, it's on one of the floors below the surface, and they're having, like, this apartment's having this dinner party, and they knock on the door, and these people in, like, the white powdered wigs from, like, French Renaissance era.
Yes.
Did you saw that part? Oh, what are we doing? It's like, that had made no sense. And then everyone at the dinner party ends up getting pulled apart and gruesomely killed. And except for the one guy who somehow can keep crawling with half of his body missing.
Well, they got to do that because from the original, yeah.
Yeah, it's just, oh my God. Yeah, and then the cyborg comes and sprays the xenomorph in some kind of spider web that he's just dragging out. But the xenomorph can eat through that easily.
How about Predator? What if Predator showed up and killed everyone? That's what I would do.
That would be interesting. I would watch Predator Earth.
Yeah. Oh, and Predator. Look how they ruined Predator. Ugh.
So we did Prey. We saw Prey.
Yeah.
And I didn't mind that too much, but I didn't see the one after that.
Hated Prey.
Yeah, you didn't like Prey.
No, there's two.
And I didn't mind Prey.
There's two Predator movies. That's it. I mean, look at Arnold. You got, think of the first one.
Yep.
Who's your favorite character?
Well, Billy.
Yes. What's got him so spooked?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, think you got Billy.
Mac dry shaves. I mean, that's a manly thing right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy can impersonate. He would be a great party person. He would impersonate
Predator?
everybody. Yeah. He'd just be like, "Oh, who's over there?" And we're like,
Yeah.
You know, just like
I love that
laughing.
when he opens his hand and scorpions in there and they shoot it through that,
the thermal.
Yeah. Imaging.
Yep.
What a great movie. Iconic. And it's so awesome because it starts out as an 80s action movie.
Yep.
And then it transitions into a sci-fi horror.
Yeah. So
Brilliant.
It's like Commando. It starts off as Commando.
It's a fun, 80s.
Yep.
Yeah.
And stick around.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That whole thing.
And then it transitions into a
sci-fi
sci-fi horror.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's how you do a movie.
And there's no stupid romance in there. There's, you know what I mean? It's just
No, just
action.
cheesy lines.
Yes.
Bad jokes.
Yes.
And lots of blood and guts.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Oh, God, what a great movie.
It's probably one of my top 5.
It is. That's why I want to get up there. I think we're going to get a Predator poster. I want to hang up there.
The original Predator.
Yeah, just him
The one with Dutch.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, he's got exactly.
Yep.
The grenade launcher underneath, yeah.
Yeah. Or the handshake with the big biceps.
Yes.
That's what I'm going for with
Yes.
my
Oh, yeah,
push-ups.
we should do the handshake. What's the matter? CIA have you pushing too many pencils?
Yeah. They said that you were the best. Like, Dylan!
Oh, my God.
You son of a bitch. I mean, right there. That's the whole movie. Cut. End of the movie. Here's my $5.
Good movie because it has great scenes.
Mm-hmm. With lots of good lines.
Yes. Great lines, scenes, comic relief.
Perfect acting for the movie it was.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my God. And I love the
Jesse the Body. I mean, here we go again. Jesse the Body was in that one.
He's the best.
Yeah. It's like, come on out.
In wrestling,
Yeah.
his interviews, I talked to him in real life.
Yeah. Same way in real life.
Yeah, great guy, and those weren't scripted. He just off the top of his head, those interviews.
Yeah.
I said,
can
were those
see that.
scripted? No, just me and Gene. Hold on. Have you checked out the lateral deltoid lately?
Yeah.
Guy's a genius.
Yeah.
I ain't got time to bleed. Think of the lines in that movie.
I remember when they would do the Saturday morning wrestling shows. And it was right when Predator was coming out.
AWA.
And they, no, it wasn't AWA, it was WWF.
Oh, okay.
So Predator was coming out. And Jesse
86, 87?
Yeah.
87.
And
I think
Jesse
Predator
was doing
was
his
87.
thing with Gorilla Monsoon, and they were going to show a preview of Predator because Jesse was in it.
Oh, okay.
And before they show the preview, Jesse says, "Yeah, I star in this movie, and it's based on this character that I play." And he like totally turns it into like he's Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? Then they show the preview, and they show Arnold, and it's obviously about Arnold's character or whatever. And they bring it back, and I don't know which preview they got, but that's not the movie I filmed.
It's pretty wild. They were both governors.
Yeah. Well, they were both governors. Billy was a senator or a state representative. Tried to be.
God rest his soul.
Yeah. So yeah, there was a lot of actors from the '80s turned politicians.
And even the credits in Predator. Remember when they show all?
It's like the '80s.
It's like an '80s sitcom.
Right. You take the good, you take the bad.
Oh my God, it's just fantastic. He's reading Sergeant Rock comic book.
Right. Yeah. And they're laughing, and then
Billy turns around and
like Carl Weathers, they throw a gun and he catches it.
yeah, we didn't even talk about Carl Weathers.
Yeah. See. So.
Yeah.
Carl Weathers.
So Miami Vice, I'm scared. It's not going to be good, but I want it to be good.
We're getting. Speaking of origin stories, we're getting a Rocky origin story. Sylvester Stallone writing Rocky.
Oh my God.
I can't wait. Just like we're gonna get a Rambo origin story. The best part about the Rambo origin story is that we're not gonna get Sylvester Stallone in it. So, because he wanted to do an all AI version of a Rambo origin story because of the de-aging technology they have now.
Oh.
They told him, no, thank you.
Yes.
So we're gonna do it live action and with a different actor, and we don't need you.
No.
So
we need new ideas.
We need new ideas.
And no one loves the 80s more than me, but we need come up with some new ideas.
What if we did a movie about Dags? And in this movie, Dags was like the ultimate concert goer. And he's like,
which I was, yeah.
Yeah. And like just following you in the 80s, you going to different concerts, trying to tell, like, make people into Rush fans or something.
Yes.
Like your character is following Rush in the 80s. Kind of like how the Grateful Dead fans follow the Grateful Dead.
You know what's so cool about me as being a Renaissance man? I saw Rush. I'd go to progressive rock, Gary Newman, synth. I saw everything. And you just took it for granted. Every week there'd be some cool movie out. Every week there'd be a cool concert out.
Right. RoboCop.
Yeah.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Everything.
Everything from the 84.
All the music.
So, yep.
And now it's, I wonder about kids now. The kids are not going to have nostalgia because there's nothing to remember.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean?
There is nothing to remember. That well,
No.
I'm not the kid. I'm a kid now, but
No. I feel I should be a paid consultant. I could look at a movie and tell you this sucks, this is good. I'm serious, dead serious. Cut this out, put that in there. Give me a rough cut.
All right, how much would you charge for this service?
Actually, I said paid, I do it for free.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
Because money ruins everything. Because then it's a job. You know what I mean?
Right.
When you get paid,
And you have to do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, we're done.
Okay.
Powerful.
I'm going to talk about that telescope of yours on a different episode.
Yes. Yeah. Use my telescope and see Uranus. All right. All right. That's going to do it for today.
Usually my line.
What's that?
That's usually my line.
Yeah, I know. I hope you enjoyed this powerful episode. Just do one thing, tell a friend. Tell a friend. All right?
I would tell 2 friends.
Yeah. Telephone a friend.